सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees in Seattle Temple and Los Angeles Temple and Dallas Center who are sitting with us around the world to create the N effect. Today's subject is surrender to Samadhi. Before entering into the sutras, I'll finish answering all the questions, then I'll enter into the sutras. This is the question from Arti Desai. Swamiji, thank you so much for coming into our lives. We are so blessed to see you right in our home during the morning satsangs. I had a question for you. Sometimes when I do meditation or listen to devotional music, I feel like I'm breathing through the tip of my head. This evening, January 9th, 2011, we were at the temple during your morning message. I did not levitate, but this feeling in the head continues even after 2 hours. What is happening? Where do I stand in my spiritual journey and how do I proceed from here? First thing, please understand, breathing through the tip of the head means your samana is getting balanced. Actually, visualizing that you are breathing through the 21 points, through the 10 finger tip and 10 fingers of the leg and the tip of your head, the Sahasrara. It's a technique to balance your samana. If already you are feeling through the tip of your head you are breathing, your samana is getting balanced. Arti Desai, I can tell that you will be able to levitate within next 1 week. You are going to experience levitation within next 1 week. Continue that same breathing. Encourage that process, experience you are having. You are progressing in the right direction in spiritual journey. Here's one more question from Diana. Swamiji, I feel the N effect here in Las Vegas, which needs very much. I feel my body sway softly and I feel my body uplifting so peaceful. I feel I am swaying in the universe. My question is, after the N effect is over, I feel so restless. Is there something I can do to not feel so restless and fidgety? I can't seem to get it together. I honor you, Diana. In the initial few days, the mind will feel restless when you don't have that N effect because it is craving. But I tell you, do not worry. Have every day N effect in your system. When you say that I am swaying with the universe, you are right. Allow that N effect to happen every day. Maybe within 10 days, the restlessness after the N effect, which is craving for the N effect, will disappear. The N effect will continue in you continuously. This is the question from Ma Nitya Prem Tirtha, Singapore. Swamiji, can you explain in detail about N effect? How does it happen? I have spoken on this elaborately in on satsang. It's already uploaded in the YouTube. Please see that. The title is N effect. Just on that I have spoken. Maybe I'll give you the brief definition. in the presence of an incarnation master whose Kundalini is completely not only alive and awake, which can awaken others' Kundalini just by the mere presence. Your Kundalini is also awakened. Kundalini means the extraordinary bioenergy. When that is awakened, naturally it leads you to the health, mental wellness and creativity, spiritual joy, complete fulfillment, all the auspicious things which fulfills your happening on the planet Earth. That is what exactly I define as N effect. When that happens on individual, he evolves. When that happens on a group, the whole group consciousness evolves. If it happens on a city, the whole city evolves. If it happens on a civilization, the whole civilization evolves. We are here to create that N effect on the whole civilization. I got healer's initiation from you on 14th November. I didn't levitate. I am just a beginner in meditation and yoga, but a long time worshipper of Devi. Sometimes I can feel some kind of vibration or shaking movements inside my body, but the body itself does not move. I cannot understand this experience. Is this related to Kundalini? Yes, Prem Tirtha, your Kundalini is getting awakened. So don't worry about anything else. How can I experience N effect? Now allow that Kundalini experience to settle in your system more and more. Try to be in the satsang every day morning. You will experience N effect and levitation. Please answer my question. It will be useful to many devotees who are not able to levitate but want to experience N effect. Nitya Prem Tirtha, Vijay from Singapore, please understand. Continue everyday morning satsang. Sit with the presence. You will experience N effect and levitation. Here is a long question from Sujata Chandrasekharan. You said the levitation is just a side effect of conscious breakthrough happening in one person. I feel like I already achieved that conscious breakthrough just by your blessings, teachings and scandals. Nowadays, nothing touches my inner space to put me into suffering. Actually, I am trying to grab some suffering out of something. But nothing gives me suffering even for a minute. Really, I am getting bored without suffering. Or joy. I am able to feel only the pure silence. That is what I understand as bliss. Confidently, I can say I am radiating enlightenment. Sujata, you are. No doubt, you are. Swamiji, is it possible to live like this without my biomemory getting changed by my right understanding? No, you have the right understanding, you are radiating, whatever you described is true, it's not lie. It is based on your authentic experience. I am following you up for a long time. How you are following up the scandal around me, I am following up the scandal around you, which is body and mind and depression. How that my scandal doesn't touch me, your scandals doesn't touch you. Now, is it possible for me to get that side effect by any chance? Yes, it will happen. It will just happen. You will see it happens in few days. I am not craving for that candy, but if I can have that candy at least once, I may enjoy like Bole Baba. All right, let you have that candy, you will have it. If you say it can't happen to me, then I will not even have the small desire in my mind. And I will put a full stop to that thought, whether it will happen to me or not. Don't worry, it will happen. So you don't need to have the desire or have the frustration, it will not happen. Just relax, it will happen. And moreover, I am not able to accept that levitation happens only for the people who prepare their body with yoga or pranayama. No. Levitation may happen for everybody, but only people who prepare their body with yoga and pranayama will be able to hold it. Others will lose it. They will not be able to have it forever. I am seeing people levitating with big belly and big sized body. They will levitate as a blessing from my presence, but the permanent establishment in the levitation happens only if they prepare themselves through the pranayam and yoga. I just want to know the real reason for why some people are levitating too much, while some people like me are sitting like a statue. Understand, both are siddhis. If you are able to sit like a statue for hours, it is equivalent, or I can say much more than levitation. There is siddhis called anima, lahima, mahima, karima. Anima means reducing it like an atom, reducing your body. Mahima means making it like a hill. The levitation is more easy siddhi than sitting like a hill statue. See, during Panchatapas, nowadays I am sitting only 21 minutes. Earlier, 2 hours you would have seen, not a single movement. That is more difficult siddhi than levitation. You understand? If you are sitting like a statue, you crossed levitation. The ability to sit like statue is also equivalent or more than the levitation. So you don't need to worry, something is wrong. So both are based on prana. Here is a question from Ajit Kumar, Toronto. Dear Swamiji, my Kundalini got awakened first week of October onwards, and I experienced heavy energy flow which was shuffling my brain continuously. It was so powerful so that I had to sit all day in a closed room. I experienced it. I had to quit my job due to this reason, and it lasted for 3 months. Now the heaviness of the flow came down and I can do other activities. My questions are as follows. When you are sending the energy through online, my energy flows starting to move upwards from bottom and feeling weightless in my body. But the levitation is not happening. You see, the moment you feel weightlessness in the body, the psychological levitation has started happening. Now it will get converted into physiological levitation within 10 days. Hence, can you please include the Samana Yoga in the upcoming NSP so that we can also practice levitation? In the upcoming NSP, I am adding Samana Yoga. I am adding Samana Yoga, the technique for teaching you the levitation. Question 2. My TPS have gone down very much and I am getting the intuitions every time. My problem is I am not getting it at proper time. Ajit Kumar, little more training is required, that's all. It's nothing but learning to drive the car. When you initially try to drive, when you learn driving, you will have a little bit of uncomfort feeling and disturbance. That's it, nothing else. Example, if I wanted to purchase something from a shop and I have to walk 10 minutes to reach there. Before I leave from my home, I'll try to get the message, but nothing will come. But when I reach the shop and before purchase, the intuition will come and tell, do not do it. If I really do not do it, is there any technique? I can develop my intuition power so that I can have it whenever I want. Ajit Kumar, again, sit in the presence in the morning. I'll see that your intuition is purified. Your intuition becomes more solid. Let me enter into the sutras. 96th Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in 2nd chapter, 45th verse. Samadhi siddhir Ishvara pranidhanat. Let me translate this sutra. Swami Vivekananda translates this sutra as, through the sacrificing of all to Ishvara comes Samadhi. Swami Prabhavananda translates as the result of devotion to God, one achieves samadhi. By total surrender to God, samadhi is attained. This is the translation by Swami Satchidananda. Dvivedi translates us from resignation to Ishvara. The accomplishment of samadhi follows. Let me give my own translation. Samadhi siddhir Ishvara pranidhanat. All the words in the sutra are technical terms. Samadhi, Siddhi, Ishvara, Pranidhanat. All four words are technical terms. All four words needs a clear new definition. Samadhi means falling in tune with the origin, Adi, the original source. Sama means falling in tune or vibrating in the same frequency. Adi means the origin. Samadhi means vibrating in the same frequency of origin, from which you originated, vibrating in the same frequency. Please understand. When you start a spiritual practice, slowly you divert from the original mood. I have seen people diverting from the original mood. When they start, the inspiration they have, the energy they have, and how they divert. In any plane, if you get back to the origin state, fall in tune, vibrate in the frequency of the origin, you will achieve the success in any plane. Here, originally, you are the leader. It is you who decided to play the game of life by expanding yourself. Getting back to that original leadership quality, the original state of leader, is what I call samadhi. Please understand. I am translating the samadhi word with the clarity and understanding of active spiritualism. I am not translating that word samadhi lying down in some cave somewhere. No. Now I am introducing a new spirituality to the world, active spiritualism. spirituality which makes you alive. So that is the reason I am translating this samadhi word with a proper understanding, getting back to your original leadership quality. How to know whether you are progressing towards samadhi or achieved samadhi? You will become leader. If you have become leader of your breathing space, whatever is happening, means your life. You are growing towards samadhi. If you become leader of the whole happening in you and your life, you have become samadhi siddha. You achieved samadhi. Samadhi means not just having altered state of consciousness, achieving the original leadership quality with which you happened. Samadhi siddhi, ripening into samadhi. Siddhi means ripening. That's the way I want to translate that word siddhi. Ripening, imbibing, achieving. All these can be the different words. Ripening is the best word I'll choose. Ripening of samadhi in you or you in samadhi. Usually, ripening of you in samadhi only happens, not samadhi in you. Because samadhi is bigger than you. You are not bigger than samadhi. You cannot have samadhi. Samadhi only can have you. You cannot possess samadhi. Samadhi only can possess you. Forget about samadhi. An ordinary, simple kundalini awakening you can't possess. That only possesses you. That only shakes your body. You can't shake kundalini as you want. So how can you possess samadhi? No. Samadhi only can possess you. Samadhi can only possess you. You can only ripen in samadhi. Samadhi cannot ripen in you. Siddhihi means ripening. Samadhi siddhihi Ishvara pranidhanat. The word Ishvara, please understand why Patanjali is using the word Samadhi and Ishvara together in same sutra. You could have just finished Samadhi Siddhi, Sharanagati or Pranidhanat. He is using the word Ishvara Pranidhanat. Ishvara means the ultimate experience expressing in the plane you can relate. Please understand. If you feel you are just body, the energized deity which responds to you in your plane is Ishvara. If you feel you are just a mind, the sacred scriptures which puts you in tune with samadhi is Ishvara. If you feel you are little more than mind, incarnation who is in the body, who can just put you in samadhi is Ishvara for you. Understand? Patanjali is using a very powerful word, Ishvara Pranidhanat. By surrendering to Ishvara, samadhi is achieved. If Ishvara and samadhi is one and the same, then why is Patanjali using two words? And he is not fool. Very, very intelligent person. Man who knows when to use more words and when to use less words, when not to use any words. I have not seen more intelligent person than Patanjali, especially when using words concerned. When it is a question of using words, nothing like Patanjali. Buddha went on for 40 years, so he lost sensitivity for words. I can say for every master who goes on speaking, they lose sensitivity for words, including me. I go on and on and on and on. Soon I will cross number of hours speaking any master. I think as on now, only Osho is my competition. And maybe in few years we will cross. Because I go on and on and on. And everything is recorded. By continuously speaking, sometimes we lose sensitivity for words. But Patanjali is a guy. After all, he is a grammarian who knows how to use or not to use words. He is using two words here, Samadhi and Ishvara. Why should you use the word Ishvara? Understand, surrendering to Ishvara, you will have Samadhi. Then the word Ishvara need to be completely understood. Only then the ripening of Samadhi will happen in you. Or you can ripen in Samadhi. Ishvara means which leads you to Samadhi. If you are in the very grass plain, most of the time you are in the idea or feeling connected only to your body. Then the energized deity is Ishvara for you. Spend all your time worshipping, taking care of the deity, so that the idea that I am the body slowly moves out. Very beautifully, Ramana Maharshi answers this doubt. Somebody asked him, what is this? How can worshipping a stone, statue, metal can lead to Samadhi? He says, it is much better than constantly worshipping your body. See, if you apply the sandal paste on the stone, at least it will be there for 2 days without smelling. Apply it on your body, what happens? He says, as long as you have the illusion and delusion that you are the physical body, better to have the ultimate state of consciousness also identified to as physical statue, so that your identification starts reducing. The shift in the consciousness of the first step starts happening. That is the reason still in the modern era I go on inspire and establish temples all over the world. Still I insist on deities. People don't understand. If you are feeling that you are physical body, more than 51% of your time, awareness time, See, when I say awareness time, the time you spend in dream state and waking state. For example, in a day, you spend 20 hours in the dreaming state and waking state. In the 20 hours, more than 10 hours if you feel your body, please start with deity worship. Don't cheat yourself, thinking that straight away you can become enlightened. Start with deity worship. If you are feeling more time, 50% of the time, you as a mind, means all your planning, joy, suffering, past, future, everything is mental game. Your joy is also mental, your suffering also mental. It is more identity based life, not physical based. If your life is more identity based, you are running around more for identity protection than the basic need. If you are not running around for basic need like a food, clothes, shelter, that does not directly affect your suffering or joy. Just the food, clothes, shelter is not a major part of your life. You don't think too much about that. The physical suffering or physical joy is not a major thing in your life. It is more a mind. You are established more in mind. Your life is more identity based. Then understand the sacred truths. Either listening to the masters or reading the sacred texts, the sacred truths expressed by the master, that is God for you. That is Ishvara for you. Another one thing, I don't want to translate the word Ishvara to God. No. The God word has been spoiled too much. Too much of meaning has been loaded into it. I don't want to translate the word Ishvara as God. No. Let me retain the word Ishvara as pure as possible without translating it into God. If your whole identity is based on mind, if your joy, suffering, existence, everything was on mind, then sacred truths, listening from the master or reading of the master's words becomes God to you. That is, becomes Ishvara to you. That is why J. Krishnamurti says, listening is God. Because all his disciples are mind-based, the identity-based. They are not locked in the body. If you are locked in the body, you can't understand J. Krishnamurti, I tell you. If you are able to understand J. Krishnamurti, you are already in the plane of the mind. For them, listening is God. Listening is Ishvara. Shravana is Ishvara. Please understand. If you are established in the physical system, physical body, then Vigraha is Ishvara. Deity is God. Surrender to deity. Worship, decorate, play around, live. That is why all the people who are connected to the ISKCON, they created thousands of temples around the world. Because people of physical nature, I am revealing some of the important secrets of all religious and spiritual movements. And I am revealing some of the important secrets to find out which technique will work for you. People who are feeling connected to ISKCON movement, God is Krishna and he is in this deity and he stays in Goloka, comes here whenever we worship him as Archavatara to accept our worship. The person who feels connected to this idea can never be connected to the idea of listening is God. But I can tell you, how many people are liberated through the Krishna statue? By the Bhakti movements, same number of people, Krishnamurti is able to liberate just by the word. Different kind of people, that's it. J. Krishnamurti is also right. The Bhakti movements are also right. Each one of them cater to the different mental setup, different kind of persons. Third, very important thing, if you are feeling you are neither body nor mind, means you have reasonless suffering, reasonless joy. You are neither in the business of physical joy, nor bothered much about identity protection. You are searching for something more. Being level personalities means if you had even one glimpse of Kundalini awakening, levitation experience, or one glimpse of spiritual truth, you are a being level person. For you, incarnation, who is vibrating in the same space of samadhi, is God. Then forget about the statues and deities, forget about the scriptures and listening. Incarnation, master, is God. Please understand. Master is Ishvara. Surrendering to the Ishvara leads to Samadhi. Now find out which type you are. If you are the type of more than 51% of your waking time, you are spending feeling your body, then deity is path for you. Till you evolve from that state. If more than 51% of your time you are spending on the identity struggle, the mental game, then listening, imbibing the great truths, or reading, internalizing is Ishvara for you. Spend all your time maximum in that. Those truths will again and again make you fall in tune with the Samadhi state. If you are the being level person, neither you are spending your time in feeling your body, nor you are spending your time feeling your identity or mind. You are just feeling something more. Then Master, who happened in the planet Earth in physical form, is God for you. Just drop everything, be at his feet, he will lead you to Samadhi. Now the fourth word, Pranidhanat, the word surrender, need to be translated. Again, the surrender word is much misunderstood in the West. Like a becoming slave. I say no. Pranidhanat is not becoming slave. Rising to that frequency is what I wanted to translate. The word pranidhanat. I want to translate that word pranidhanat as falling in tune or feeling connection. Please understand. When you start feeling connection, falling in tune, you attract that vibration to your vibration. I have really seen in my own life, when some devotees bring something with lot of love, it will be very small thing. Somehow even I cannot resist myself. I will just pick it up and put it in my mouth. Small sweet or some piece of cloth. I will just take it and put it on my body. It will be there on my body for continuously many days. For example, this scarf was sent to me by Seattle devotees. All the Seattle devotees signed a card and sent the scarf which I am wearing. The moment I saw the letter, something has happened. In that card, all of them have signed. And I took this scarf and it is there on my body for last few days continuously. Seattle devotees, are you all hearing? I accept the scarf which you sent and the beautiful letter with all the overflowing love. See, actually I tell you, when you surrender to Ishvara, Ishvara cannot resist you. He is not in the control. He is not a decision-making authority. When you fall in tune, when you surrender, you become decision-making authority. It is not slave. Surrender is not slavering. It is taking over the power. I tell you really. I am ruled by the people who surrender to me. Because the surrender is such, simply you fall in tune. Maybe I can translate the word pranidhanat as active surrender, not passive surrender. Passive surrender is always throwing away the responsibility and blaming. Actually, people throw away the responsibility so they can blame later on. One guy came to me and asked, Swamiji, I am going to get married, bless me. I know that person was in love with somebody, was having an affair. I asked, oh, the decision is made and both of you guys have decided to get married. He said suddenly, no Swamiji, not to that person, another one person. I said, why? Both of you guys are in love, I know. Why you changed the person? He said, no, I decided to marry the person arranged by my parents. I said, why? When you are in love with somebody, why do you want to go for arranged marriage? He said, no, if I go for the arranged marriage, at least after the failure, I will have somebody to blame. I can go on blaming my parents. If I myself choose, and then after a failure, I will not have anybody to blame. And I asked, what do you mean? He says, anyhow, marriage is failure, Swamiji. Anyway, it is going to be failure, this way or that way. So at least with arranged marriage, I will have somebody to blame. I can go on be blaming them. Understand, many times, you do surrender so that you will have somebody to blame. You are not bothered about the after effect. All you bothered is that you will have somebody to blame. You will not be responsible. No. Understand? That is not exactly what I call by the word surrender. Surrender, when I wanted to translate the word pranidhanat as active surrender, where your surrender is responsible, intelligent, useful surrender. I always tell people, I don't want this useless surrender. For anything you surrender, you should have ripened into that, and that should have ripened in you within next few years. If somebody has surrendered to me and still they are useless, then I become useless. No. You surrendered to the uselessness, but having my painting on it. If you surrendered to me, then direct all the energy as I am directing and make it alive. Let me ripen in you. Let you ripen in me. Then it is alive, responsible surrender. But these guys surrender by word and do all their own foolish, idiotic thing as they want and claim me responsible. Surrender is the most cunning word the disciples used to manipulate and exploit the master. So the pranidhanat, the word I wanted to translate as active surrender, responsible surrender, feeling connection, falling in tune. So fall in tune with your Ishvara. You will reach Samadhi. That is the meaning of the Soul Sutra. Have the active surrender, responsible surrender. Fall in tune with your Ishvara. As I described, find out which state you are in and surrender to your Ishvara. That will lead you to being the leader, which is original state of your consciousness and existence. This is the exact meaning of Samadhi Siddhihi Ishvara Pranidhanat. I bless you all to achieve, experience, live, express, radiate and share the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.